Why Not? A queer podcast.
Thank you to our sponsor, Pineapple Healthcare, an award-winning primary care clinic right here in Orlando.
Pineapple Healthcare offers mental health counseling, HIV, STI testing and treatment, and specializes in care for the LGBTQ plus community.
Open Monday through Saturday. Call today at 407-553-6336 and schedule your appointment.
Pineapple Healthcare. Better together.
Hi, everybody. I'm Rick Todd.
And I'm Jeremy Williams, and you're listening to Wine?
Why Not? A queer podcast.
Episode 152. You caught me off guard. I didn't think I was going to be able to do that because right as we were starting, you were like, I'm going to the Broadway tonight. And I was like, what?
Broadway show.
what
Not
are you
an
seeing?
actual Broadway show, a touring show. We're going to see Anne Juliet, which sort of it's highly anticipated because I have for as excited as, say, women in their 30s and 40s get for, 2000s pop music from females, how excited they are for it, I am the opposite excitement of it.
Yeah.
Or I should say, like, women and gay men in their 30s and 40s. So, like, including Ryan. Mostly.
Of course.
Ryan is my litmus test of 90s gay people based on his love of Britney Spears and Frosted Tips. So,
yes. He is sporting the Lance Bass for the last 40 years.
I'm going to start calling him Ryan Bass.
Yeah, and Juliet is definitely in that category of Broadway shows that are not my cup of tea, but everybody who that's kind of their wheelhouse. They love it. We were in line, and when you and Dylan were here a few months ago, and we were standing in the line for TKTS.
Oh, right.
And we were talking about the drunk Romeo and Juliet I went and saw, and the lady in front of us was like, "Oh my God, I love Anne Juliet," and we're like, "We're not talking about that, lady."
And then she's like, "You're gonna love it," and I was like, "Look, just because we're obviously gay doesn't mean we're gonna like this movie. It's a jukebox musical, and it's Britney Spears music." It's not. I found out recently, though. It's like
it's not all Britney Spears.
No,
it's like
not.
pop diva kind of. From
I
the
think it's
time
it's
period.
all from the same writer. That's the draw. He wrote
the
songs.
Maximilian or whatever his name was.
I
He
don't
did
know.
a lot of writing for like teeny bopper girls and boy bands and stuff back in the 90s and early 2000s.
And so it's like the telling of what if Juliet had lived. But I'm assuming that they're saying what if she lived at the end. And so Romeo's still dead, but she doesn't kill herself.
But she
Oh,
don't
that's
care because she's a
rude.
woman on her own.
But he was so he saw her dead, which she wasn't dead, and he said, "Oh my God, the love of my life is dead. I'm gonna kill myself so I can be with her for eternity." And so he does. And then she goes, "We was, girl." And then she goes off and sings a Britney Spears song. I shouldn't go. I should not go to the show. I'm already gonna hate it. No, I'm gonna give it a shot. I'm excited. You know me. I like the Broadways. I like the Broadways.
I didn't write it, but hopefully in the play she has a new romantic lead, and he too kills himself, and then she sings, "Oops, I did it again."
I know she's gonna do something again.
Yeah,
and I'm sure that whatever
and it's gonna be very oopsy.
Damn, I thought you were gonna steal
Was
my
that your joke?
No, I was gonna say, and whatever it is, I'm sure it's going to be very toxic.
Yeah. Ah, nice. Well done. Well done. Yes.
Ryan
would love that joke.
Do you know that I was gonna wait and talk to this about the week, but I'm just gonna throw it out there right now. I've canceled my subscription to Paramount Plus.
Yeah,
for one very specific reason, because I did. So I called Ryan. Anyway, so I called Ryan and I said, "Have you seen the new CBS News thing? Because it's all about the news for me, right? That's why I've canceled it." And I canceled it
almost like you own a newspaper.
Well, they canceled it. So they blocked the story about the
on 60 Minute for
about ICE, right? It was about ICE and immigration.
It was about that prison in El Salvador.
Right. So it's at the prison in El Salvador, and they blocked it. The new head of CBS News,
Barry Weiss. I hate her so much.
She's like one of those. It's like one of those situations where it's like, wow, because she's a lesbian, correct? She's queer, And it's like, oh, because she's queer, it's okay. Like, like in their mind, like, well, we've got one of you doing it, so it must be fine.
She's queer, and I believe she's Jewish, so she uses those two things all the time. She's like, I can't be bad because I'm gay and I'm a Jew.
Yeah.
But she's not even a real journalist. She got started in like, are you
Welcome
laughing
to the
this
last
out of,
episode of Why Not?
She's not a real journalist.
We're gonna lose our Paramount Plus sponsorship right now.
She got started in the talking head opinion piece side, side of media. She is not a real journalist. She never studied journalism. She's never done any kind of investigative reporting. How are you going to run one of the largest and historically best newsrooms in the world, and basically you're just a glorified influencer from YouTube?
As people who spend part of their week just talking about their opinions, I get that it's a fun thing to do, but I don't think that either of us should head CBS News.
No, I don't think that you should.
Have you?
If they are looking, no.
Full disclosure, did you apply to work there? I just want to make sure our listeners know.
Absolutely, but not recently. This was before Barry Weiss took over. When I first got here, I applied everywhere, and I still get emails from Paramount. I forget the name of the group, but the Paramount, they do the hiring for Paramount Hirings or whatever the email name is, saying, hey, we've got these job listings. And since Barry Weiss took over, I have not sent my resume over there. I'm not applying for anything while she's there.
Oh, so they pulled the story. She pulled the story last minute because the White House hadn't commented on the story. This is what they're saying. We pulled it because they didn't have a comment, so the story wasn't ready. So what that translates into is news stories aren't ready until the person you're writing about comments, and as long as they don't comment, you never write about it.
Yeah,
that's just not how it works. And so that sets a precedent. It makes, and so then so I called Ryan because I was like, because they have a new guy that does CBS Nightly News. I was like, have you watched it? What do you think about it? And we were talking about how they'll say like, here's a quote from the White House, and they'll just give it out as fact. And we know that statements from the White House aren't always facts. And
they're not real politicians.
And so there's no, right? They never went to school for it. So they, and there's no like, oh, well, they say this, but we know this. It's all dirty to me. Mm-hmm. And it's like, I'd rather not, and it's, so I decided to cancel, and I canceled it today. There were several things that were stopping me from doing it. One is, my absolute love of CBS television.
CBS.
You
love all things elderly procedural.
I do. And so now I'm not going to get to watch. I mean, well, you say this, and I always remember this when it comes to boycotting. My thing is, I always hate the collateral damage of it. So now, why does Kathy Bates have to suffer because this person doesn't know how to run a news station? So
yeah. But
I'm going to cancel it. So now I'm out of Matlock. I'm out of all these things. And it really, it was a long decision. Part of what helps is that we are so far from having had a new episode. So I've already kind of started the boycott. It's sort of like when I quit drinking. I had to go to these court-appointed things for 90 days. And by the end of it, I was like, well, I haven't drank for 90 days. So
it's like training wheels. It's like you took the last 6 weeks off for Christmas, so I'll just continue your vacation.
I wish. I do have that wish. Anyway, it's an inconvenience, but it's okay to do now. But the other thing that I was worried about is we're getting into award season, and we're going to talk about award shows. And like on the 11th, right, is the Golden Globes.
I think they're coming up here in the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, and that's on Paramount Plus, or CBS Paramount Plus.
Is it?
Yeah, and I think it's the same day as my nephew's.
Oh, it is this Sunday. Yeah, it is this Sunday.
And my nephew's getting married this Sunday, so I can't watch it live. So the only way to watch it before the podcast, since he's getting married on Sunday, is Monday morning, and I'd have to have Paramount Plus to do that. So I have to figure all that out. I did cancel it today, although it doesn't end until the end of January, so I do get to watch that. But I'll just have to watch them live. Is that the catch? Like I have a TV viewing app that is not Paramount. So if it shows up, like Jen has the Spectrum app, So if I go on the Spectrum app and watch CBS Live, is that cheating?
Yeah. Well, that's what I was going to say, because I don't know how deep your boycotts go, but if you're not watching Paramount Plus, wouldn't you in turn also not watch any CBS?
Well, I'm not paying for Paramount Plus. I canceled my Paramount
Oh,
Plus
I got you.
subscription,
As long as
so
you're
I'm
not
not
paying.
giving them any
All
money.
right. Well, then I have a workaround. I don't pay for Paramount Plus. My brother does. And my brother loves his shows more than he loves boycotting shit. So he's not going to cancel
Look,
his.
I feel his pain. I love those shows. It is not
Yeah.
an easy thing for me to say I'm not going to watch Paramount Plus. And I love Star Trek, and they've got that new Starfleet coming out. And I'm just
Another
like,
thing, like, and I'm in the same, because Paramount also owns MTV. So RuPaul's Drag Race is going on right now. I know a lot of people in the community are watching that. I have been a watcher of South Park since the first season.
oh, Comedy Central.
And yeah, Comedy Central's owned by Paramount. My caveat to that, like, I'm like, yes, I am not happy with what Barry Weiss is doing at CBS News, but also I feel like the South Park guys are doing more to hold the people in power accountable by dragging Trump with his tiny little penis on their show. That
Alleged
it's okay
tiny
to
little penis.
It's okay to watch that show, because they are doing more damage to him. They have forced him to freak out more than anyone I know, other than
I think it's okay
Hillary
to watch.
Clinton.
I think but you're not paying for it, right?
True, I'm not paying for it.
Right. So that's
Yeah.
okay. Although when my father was in hospice and he was towards the end of his life, somebody showed up and this was like during their hardcore. I know that there are varying levels of boycott, and I know that this was during the hardcore. Everybody was boycotting Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A, yeah.
And somebody showed up with a bunch of Chick-fil-A food. And I was like, that's a sweet gesture, but I can't eat it. And Jen goes, I didn't buy it.
Good for you, Jen. Enjoy your sandwiches.
Yeah. So
but
anyway,
yeah,
I wanted to draw this. I'm sorry. I just wanted to draw this comparison.
No, go
because
ahead, yeah.
Ryan and I were on this call, and we were just debating whether we were going to do it. This is this morning. And Ryan's like, you know what? I'm just going to do it right now. And I was shocked because, Ryan loves Star Trek.
RuPaul's Drag Race. Yeah.
So he's like, he'll probably go to the watch parties, though, because he has to cover them. It's a big deal. There's a Tampa Bay Queen.
No, I don't. I want to boycott, but it's part of my job. I have to do it.
He's got there's a Tampa Bay Queen and an Orlando Queen in it, and so there's all these like watch parties and things
Mikey
going on.
Meeks, right? It's the one in Orlando.
So Bellamy's doing a bunch of stuff here, and Ryan's doing a bunch of stuff out there. Anyway, but he canceled his, and when he went to cancel it, it said, okay, I'm sorry that you're canceling. Here's a month for free. And he was like, oh, this is great. So he's like, so if you do it, you'll get a free month anyway. And I'm like, okay. So I go on there. Now, let me tell you, in the past, like when I'm like, cable costs so much, this is before all the streaming, and I'm like, I can't afford all this. It's almost $200. And people are like, all you got to do is call customer service and say, it costs too much. I want to cancel, and they'll get your thing down. I was like, okay, let me do that. So I called Spectrum, and I said, or Bright House at the time, and I was like, I want to cancel my service. It costs too much. And they say, okay, we can come out tomorrow. And then I have to be like, I can't and hang up.
Never mind.
Like, never mind. And so, like, every time somebody's like, call and tell them you're unhappy, you'll get a, and I'll call and I'll say, like, I'm unhappy about this. And they're like, well, would you like us to cancel? Every time. So here we go. I'm on Paramount Plus. I share my screen because, of course, I'm 900 years old and I can't figure out how to cancel it. Because I signed up on my phone, it turns out I had to cancel on my phone. So I go to cancel on my phone and I cancel subscriptions. And they said, okay, your last day that you can watch is this day in January. Yeah. No free month.
But I go through this with Netflix all the time, because I try to only keep streaming services that I know I'm going to be watching. So if there's like ongoing shows I know I'm going to watch, I'll keep it. But if, for instance, like Netflix traditionally was, when Stranger Things was done, I canceled Netflix. And Netflix is just like, okay, bye. We're number one, so we don't care if you're here. Hulu, I have to click through 9 screens of them begging me. They're like, I will send you $40 right now if you keep us.
No, they're like a gym membership. They're like, you have to drive to New York and hand us a handwritten letter and a blood sample in order to cancel your membership. Yeah, so
I don't know if I should say this, but I doubt anybody from Disney or Hulu listens to our podcast. I've been getting Disney Plus and Hulu for free for 6 months. And let me explain real quick.
I don't.
And
Are you
hopefully-
sure you want to do this?
I do, because if somebody's listening and if this will work for them, you can get streaming services for free. I don't watch Hulu and Disney Plus a whole lot, other than like Only Murders in the Building, but they're off right now. So
Then
if
how do
it
you
gets taken away,
follow Athena in space if you don't watch Hulu?
So if you have Verizon does these deals where you can sign up for streaming service through them, and if you get it through your phone bill, it's cheaper. So I get HBO Max and Netflix. They're both the ad-supported ones, but I only pay $8 a month for both of them.
Oh wow!
And I get the ad-supported, and then I signed up for the Disney Plus. You got Disney Plus, Hulu, and ESPN for $8. So I had signed up for that, and then that was through because when I had Verizon Internet. Then I got rid of Verizon Internet, went with Spectrum. So that stuff went away. So then I ended up doing that because all I really wanted was to keep Netflix and Netflix and HBO. So I did the bundle. Nope, strike that. HBO and Disney was a bundle for $20. So I got all of that for $20, but it was paid through HBO. So then I got the offer. Verizon messaged me and they were like, "Hey, come back to the streaming. You can add them to your regular phone service if you want, and you can have the streaming services like you did before." So I canceled the HBO and Disney and went back to the Netflix and HBO. Well, since I was paying Disney and Hulu through HBO, I canceled HBO, but HBO never told them, so they still work. And I pay only for Netflix and HBO through Verizon. So I'm assuming HBO thinks that I'm still getting Disney through Verizon, and Disney thinks I'm still getting them through HBO. So none's the wiser. And it's not only the commercial free one, but I've had it for like 6 months, and I watch Disney Plus and Hulu. I go in periodically to see if maybe they're onto my scam. No, I still get it for free. So if you have Verizon, I highly recommend it. It's a big pain in the ass of canceling, and
I mean, also if you've got a cork board and red string and push pins, and you've followed this story, and you can figure out how to do what he just said, then you go at it.
Needless to say, I currently have commercial-free Disney Plus and Hulu, which would cost what, $20-$30 now? I don't know how much it is. I get it for free, and then I pay basically $4 for Netflix and $4 for HBO.
Now, I need you to check in with me tomorrow, because I'm going to tell you what, they're not watching this podcast or listening to this podcast, but Google or Alexa is, and they have already alerted them.
Now, I will say, if you are, Google, you know I love you. I have Google Phone. I have Google Home. I have Google everything. You know I'm in your pocket. Don't turn me in. And Amazon, my life is purchased through Amazon. Don't fuck me over. You know I'm loyal to you both. Do not tell them.
Yeah,
but I will
look,
keep
Amazon,
you posted.
You're going to get his $12.99 in grocery orders anyway, so just...
Not only do you get my $12.99 every month, but you get my $9.99 because I pay for the extra for the free delivery for groceries, because I pay for that in
Is it
like
free
a
delivery
week.
when you pay $9.99?
It's $9.99 for the grocery service. There's different things that come with it. Free
Okay.
delivery is one of them.
Oh, you know, I'm not well versed in all of this, but I will say there's this thing, my skincare regimen. I think somebody made a joke about this on the internet not too long ago, and I was like, so, because it's mine. But it's they're like, oh yeah, what is your skincare regimen? St. Ives apricot scrub. Yes, mine is. It is what I use every day, and it's becoming increasingly more difficult. Why? What's wrong with it? Caitlin's like, it's terrible. No, I'm gonna tell you what.
It's too rough. It's too grainy. Too sandy.
No, is it microplastics that people hate it for? I don't know what it is, but I use it. And listen, I had terrible acne into my 30s, and the only two things made it go away: Gold Dial soap and this apricot scrub. And so I live by it. Anyway, if I wanted to order it on Amazon, it takes like a week to get here. But Amazon Food, I can have it today.
Fresh, yeah.
Isn't that weird? Amazon Fresh, I can get it today. But
that's what I pay the $9.99 for. Yeah.
All right. Well, there you go. Now, the more you know.
And I will say, and we've had this talk before, because I had bad acne growing up. My parents bought me Proactive, and I lived on that stuff through my high school years.
I will remind you of a conversation that you and Danny and Ryan and I had in Charleston, South Carolina. Was that where it was?
I believe so, yes.
Yeah, where you started laughing, and we're like, "What are you laughing at?" As we were all talking, you said, "I thought I grew up poor," but listening to
I
you
did.
people, you were not at all even
No.
remotely poor if your family could afford Proactive when it first came out.
Yeah,
That
growing
shit was,
up, I was like, we're like,
yeah.
we're not super rich. We're just like we're lower class, or not that we're poor. But then I would hear stories from you or Danny or Ryan, and I was like, were we rich?
I could tell my parents, I want Proactive, and my mom would come like, I'm Proactive. She'd put on some gloves, start squeezing my face. That's Proactive.
Oh.
Let's get rid of that one. That's Proactive.
Yeah, I told my mama, I was like, Mom, I
That's-
have bad acne, and I saw this commercial for Proactive. She goes, all right, let's order it. And I was like, Mama, I'm
Listen.
gay, and she's like, that's good, baby. We
I'm
love
gonna tell you how bad my acne was when I was a kid. Even in I was in my early 20s, and I was working at SeaWorld, and a girl that I was at SeaWorld with had bad acne, and she got Proactive, and in like a week it like melted away.
It was
it was insane. So anyway, but I used to walk down the street, and this is so how bad it was. People would stop me in the street, like women, and they would
give
be
you
like,
advice.
yes.
Yeah.
And they would say, "Oh, I'm so sorry. I mean, it's embarrassing, but I'm a mother, and I know like you got to take zinc." Like so I did some crazy shit to try, because like cheap shit. This is back when eggs were cheap. But another thing that somebody told me was to use egg yolks. I used to sleep.
Did
with
anyone
egg yolk
ever
on my
tell you
face.
Did anyone ever used to tell you to splash urine on your face?
No, thank God, because I would have done it.
I have seen like and this is more recently, like TikToks and stuff like that, of people saying because the acidity in your or the acid in your urine will kill acne bacteria.
That's just rude, by the way, to tell that to a kid. Tell that to a kid who already is getting called pizza face, and now they're gonna be piss pizza face. You get a little in your hair, and it smells while you're at school. That is cruel. The things that they do to children.
It's even worse for women, because at least guys can just kind of like
aim.
Point.
You got to be a
aim
fucking
and just get it done.
contortionist to piss
But
on
women,
your face.
they'd have to they got a process they'd have to go through.
Wait, does it work like this? Does it like what if you like? Caitlin just said, "Why don't they just be in a cup?" I guess that would be the logical answer, or just like dip your face in the toilet once you're done.
Ew. Make sure you only did number one.
Oh, make sure you only did number one. Anyway, I don't know how we got derailed on this. We have yet 22 minutes in to discuss the fabulous nature of the number 152 in our 152nd episode. Which by the way, I had words with AI about this. I was like, why do you lie to me? Because it lied to me about what the 152nd episode of Friends was. So I yelled at it. And I said, I'm going to start using some other way to get this. And it said, I understand why you're doing that.
Yeah. You have the Google phone, right?
Yes.
You have the Pixel? Okay. Did you get the notification last week that they were upgrading your Google Voice, or like if you have Google Home, your Google Voice to the new Gemini?
I keep getting some notification to do that, and I always say no.
Oh,
I keep skipping.
I did it. And they took my cheery Google Home voice and they changed it to a very scary, it sounds like Hal from 2001: A Space Odyssey. First of all, he doesn't joke around anymore. My other Google used to joke around. And like I would tell my Google that I love him, and he goes, "Well, I love you too, Jeremy." And this Google, when I tell him I love him, he says, "I am here to help you with whatever services you need." And that's it. He doesn't say I love you back.
What if you were like, "I love you," and he was like, "You need to get out more"?
They probably will. But it's a very monotone voice. So I was like, I need you to show some humanity. And he said, "Okay, Jeremy, I will try." And I said, "Okay, that's all I can ask is try." So then I said, here's what I'm thinking. I'm like, okay, tell me a joke, because maybe that'll loosen things up. Maybe we just got to get to know each other. So I said, "Can you tell me a joke?" And he said, "Yes." And he goes, I got swallowed. This actually made me laugh. He goes, "I got swallowed by an elephant, but I got out because I ran around until I got pooped out."
That was the joke?
He ran in circles until he got pooped.
My God. Why don't you just sit there?
And it cracked me up. You know when you run around?
We did need a shit story for the
you
socials.
Anyway, that's the best he could do in his little monotone voice. And I was like, good for you for trying, I guess.
What if
Anyway,
he was
I'm not a
like-
fan of my new Google.
My love of AI is dwindling every day.
Yeah.
But what if you were like, tell me a joke, and he was like, and that voice is like, okay, Jeremy, here's a joke. Did I tell you about the time I killed a human? And then you're like, no, and then he goes, ha ha ha
Ha, 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 ha.
That would be
Doors
the funniest
locking.
thing. Yeah. Heat to 200.
Anyway,
Now
we
run
have
around
a
until
lot
you
of
get pooped out.
We got a lot of relationship building to do because I was on really good terms with my last Google, and I'm not a fan of this new one. He scares me. Anyway,
Yeah.
152.
Yeah. You got anything interesting? It was
I do.
difficult
I
for
have
me to
two
find
really
things.
that I thought was interesting. So 152 is the name of an album by the band Taking Back Sunday. The name of the album 152 comes from when they were younger. Exit 152 is the exit they would take when they were meeting their friends after local performances from their town.
Are they from Jersey?
I think they're British.
Oh, okay.
But
People
maybe
in
they are
Jersey
from
always
Jersey.
talk about life in terms of exits off
Yeah.
of the turnpike.
But I thought this was interesting. This is their 7th album named. The name of the album is 152, but it's their 7th album. And every album cover has a 152 somewhere on it because it's kind of a little inside thing with them. So I thought that was cute. My other one, the one that I really like, is the one of the best romantic comedies ever made, You've Got Mail. Tom Hanks' character Joe Fox, his username was NY152. So the number is pulled from his address because he lived at 152 Riverside Drive, which is here in the Upper West Side between 87th and 88th. And I found something interesting.
Oh, he was rich.
Looking this up, is that address that Joe Fox lives is 3 doors down from the former home of J. Robert Oppenheimer, the father of the atomic bomb.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, careful. But it's now a museum, apparently, or a landmark, so you can go see his apartment. So I might take a little walk up there later today, check out Oppenheimer's apartment, and maybe see if Tom Hanks is in.
Take a photo, put it on our socials.
Oh,
It'll
yes,
be
I
fun.
will.
Honestly,
Honestly, when the lease is up here, it is an area of town. When I looked it up on the map, I'm like, I want to live up there because it's up near the Natural History Museum. It's right on the Hudson River where there's a park right there. It looks absolutely gorgeous when I was
Okay.
doing the little walkthrough.
Tom Hanks' character in You Got Mail owned a mega bookstore, correct?
He
A
sure
chain.
did.
He owned a chain of mega bookstores. Second,
He has a lot of money. I get
a
what you're
real
saying.
person, Oppenheimer. I don't know. I don't know
Well, you're
how
also
many
going back
Uggs
to the
you
90s
sold.
and the 50s.
I was like, I don't know how many Uggs you sold over the holiday season, but I don't know if it's going to land you there. But you never
Now,
know.
I will say,
Check it
this
out.
is only a few blocks away, ironically, speaking of big booksellers, this is 3 blocks away from the 3-story Barnes & Noble I go to all the time.
Ah, wow,
So-
that's kismet. You need to live there.
Yeah. So I must live there.
We're gonna put out good vibes. You're gonna make this
Yes.
walk, and you're gonna walk You're gonna walk into a situation. Somebody's gonna be on a stoop crying in this gorgeous place, and you're gonna be like, "What's the matter?" And they're gonna be like, "I got this job overseas, and I have to go, but there's no one to watch my cat. I'm gonna have to put it down." And then you're gonna say, "Hey,
I'll watch
I'll
it.
sublet your place."
Oh.
And watch your cat, and it's gonna boom, and then they're never gonna come back, and you're always gonna live in this rent-controlled, cheap apartment watching this cat.
Yeah.
Putting that out there.
That being said, I do want to give a shout out to Kathleen, who recently her cat passed away.
Oh yes,
And I used to watch her cat, and I heard that, and I was very sad about that. And I got to thinking, because I've watched your dogs before, and I watch Joey's dogs periodically, and there's like this, when you're watching someone's pet and it's just you and the pet in the house, you build like this relationship that no one else knows about. Because it's not like you sit down and you're like, because the dogs or the cat will come up and then you play with the dog. And it's like, you're their everything for a week while you're gone. And you all know nothing. You don't know what we did. You don't know what we talked about or what fun we had. and I have these moments with all of your animals that none of you know about.
I don't want to know.
Ew. Why do you have to make everything so
I don't know.
perverted?
But it's just
It was
the
a
way
beautiful-
you said it.
It was a beautiful moment
You're
between
like,
me and your
you
pets.
You said when it's just me alone with your pet, we develop a
Yeah, it's
relationship
just
no
us
one
in
knows
the
about.
house.
And
Yeah.
I was like,
You don't know what we do.
oh my God, that was cracking me up.
It's not gross. It's loving.
It's so
Anyway,
it's,
that it's
that
such.
all,
He was
and
such
that
a
all
good
went
cat.
down on it started to go down on New Year's Eve, and
Yeah.
so I don't know when it was that it ended, but it's like it's sad because now it's tied into that holiday, you know.
Yeah.
My dad died on New Year's Eve, so it's always tied in.
Yeah. Our grandfather died on my brother Joey's birthday, and I'm sure that hits him hard.
I know somebody whose birthday is like the deadliest attack
Yeah.
on LGBTQ people.
It sure is.
Yeah. That's
It's
a tough one.
also the
Especially-
birthday.
Is that why you quit and moved so that you can celebrate
Yeah.
your birthday in peace?
I needed my birthday back. Also, little known fact, because that Pulse obviously overshadows this, but June 12th is also the day that O.J. Simpson allegedly murdered his wife and her friend in 1994.
Yeah. What else you got for 152?
The only other thing I have, I debated not even doing the Pokemon thing because I know the last one ended the first series. And I thought
Oh,
maybe this is a good time
no.
to end it. But I had like this MCU kind of thing, like, you know, the Infinity story is done. Now we're moving on to the multiverse of Pokemon. And 152 is, and I'll be honest, the name of this Pokemon kind of is what forced me to keep going, because it is Chikorita, which is just an amazing name for a Pokemon.
Isn't that the name
it
of an
is-
ABBA song? No. it's
Chikorita, kinda.
It's Chiquita.
It's a grass type starter Pokemon from the Johto region, which is Generation 2, because we went through Generation 1. It is known as a leaf Pokemon and evolves into Bayleaf and then Meganium. While it's 152
Sounds
in the National
delicious.
Pokédex, some older Pokemon Platinum fans might mistakenly think that Rotom for Sinnoh Dext is 152, but no, Chikorita is the standard answer for the national number 152.
Yeah, what an interesting Pokemon to
I
go
wish
from
I knew
like
all of the words I just said.
it's the way that like Pokemon was going, and then it ended, and then they said, "Hey, let's start a whole new one, but let's
Yeah.
let this one turn into Basil."
Bayleaf. Those
Oh,
are two
Bayleaf.
different spices.
Well, they both go in my spaghetti sauce
That's true.
or
That is true.
gravy,
A good-
depending
a
on
good
where you're
one.
from.
Gravy if it's got meat, sauce if it doesn't. I will die on that tomato hill.
You say tomato, I say gravy.
Nice. What do you
All
got?
very fascinating. I just want to
152.
make sure that people, even those that are watching this, Caitlin's, we can see Caitlin, but nobody else can. You need to
Ooh.
understand the extreme
Does that mean
joy,
is she real?
the joy,
She's a ghost.
the joy that goes through her body when you talk about Pokemon. And she's like,
Yeah.
oh, and then she's saying everything that you're saying, but she actually knows what the words mean, and
Yeah.
she's looking it up, and she's like, look, this is it, and all this stuff.
Yeah,
It's
we
a
haven't
whole
told
thing.
you yet, but our New Year's resolution, her and I are going to start a Pokemon podcast.
Oh, wow. I hope you're drinking wine for it so that you have a good time.
Darlin, I drink wine for everything I do. Oh, that reminds me. I was going to talk about this week, but since you brought it up, I thought this is hilarious. I had a doctor's appointment. Well, I met with the sleep clinic today to go talk about my CPAP because I've been on a CPAP for since 2015, so that's 11 years now. So I went in to have my machine checked and everything, and this is the first time I met the sleep evaluator at this VA. And they go through the same questionnaire no matter what doctor's appointments, and they get to, do you smoke cigarettes? Do you do drugs? And do you drink? And I said, yes, I drink like once a week for this podcast. And she says, okay, I'm going to mark it as occasionally. And I says, no, professionally.
And
I thought that was hilarious. She had no idea what I was talking about. So I explained to her The only time I really drink now is for my podcast, and I told her about the podcast, and she said she's going to listen. So shout out to my sleep clinic nurse. I hope you're enjoying it. Anyway, what 152 do you have?
So here we go. I'm always so impressed with your ability to find like that whole thing about the album name and all that. I mean,
yes,
I thumbed through pages of searching. It doesn't come up for me. But here's what we got. We got the old standards. I will say this. I came up with angel number 152. Symbolizes an old phase of your life will soon come to a closure. To pave way for a new chapter that will soon begin. So, I mean, I guess I'm not getting fired.
Yeah. I can tell you what chapter in this life of this country I'd like to see closed.
Oh, jeez. Is it the United States of Venezuela?
Let's just say a certain leader I'd like to see. I mean, the flu's out there. Come on, start taking out the right people.
Look, I feel like this is a safe thing to say. I mean, this is what you do, right? This is like dictatorship 101. If there was a dummy's guide to dictatorship, it's A, villainize something, then B, take it over. But because you villainized it, no one's going to give a shit, right? Like, we know this, right? So it's like clear. It's like, hey, we want to sell the oil and make money. So let's say, oh, they're the worst drug country in the world. And now that we all believe
when in all actuality, less than 1% of the world's drugs come out of that country.
And you can't and it's really, but while I'm telling you they're the worst drug place in the world, this guy that was actually arrested and convicted in the same courts that are going to convict this other dude.
He's pardoned because his kids love me.
So it's all just crap. But you have to draw a line here. Please. You got to draw a line at the idea, the statement that came out of Stephen Miller's mouth. The United States should control Greenland. How is that even a real thing? Like, what campaign against Greenland are you going to come up with that's going to make the masses think that all the way over there, we should control that? That doesn't make any sense. Anyway, number 152.
Yeah.
Yeah. So here we go.
152 reasons why we should be pissed right now.
Yeah. 152nd episode of Friends. This is what AI and I fought about because it said season 7, episode 14. And I'm like, that's weird because it was season 7, episode 5 last time. And then they're like, oh, you're right. Yeah. And they were like, I understand that you use this for your podcast and that it must be very frustrating for you. And I'm like, yeah, so just tell me the fucking truth. Bitch.
What AI do you use?
Well, I can't.
Is it ChatGPT?
I mean, I can't say it because it's listening.
Just nod your head if it's
then the next time you ask Google to tell a joke, it's going to be like, did I tell you the one about my friend ChatGPT killing its human? Yeah. I guess I inadvertently told you which one it was. All right, so here we go. 152nd episode of Friends. Any guesses?
Well, I know we just went through a stint of the Bruce Willis episodes. And I feel like wasn't last week the one where Ross broke up with the girl? So that's
it was the engagement photo one.
Oh, engagement photo. Okay. Well, we're approaching the end of this season, I think.
I'll give you some hints here.
Sure.
Yeah, I mean, Phoebe and Rachel compete. So the title of the show has nothing to do with Phoebe and Rachel, but in it, Phoebe and Rachel compete to be Monica's maid of honor.
Oh, that's a good episode.
Yeah, it is a really good episode.
Yeah. Okay. So,
because of the title and the storyline of the title, it's one of my favorite.
What were the other ones doing when they were competing?
They were
if the girls are taking up in that, what were the boys doing? Were they
sleeping?
Competing to be best man?
They were sleeping. It's the one with the nap partners.
I love the Nat partners.
Isn't it great?
It is so cute. And I hate the way that they vilify just two bros wanting to chill and relax. There's some people will sleep easier when they're comforted and spooned by their buddy.
Their bro nap. All right, here we go. We got.
They always got to make shit weird.
Yeah. Here we go. 152nd. You're gonna get both. I think you're gonna get both of these. But we're gonna start with director. He's gay. So,
Gus Van Sant.
Is he gay?
Yeah, he is.
I'm sure we've been over that. No. I'm gonna give you some movies. And we'll see. I'm trying to start with the movie that might be the most obscure, and then work my way. But I don't. It doesn't work on you because I'll be like, some random movie, and you're like, oh, I know that is. Sunday, Bloody Sunday. I mean, these are all like, I'm thinking these are all like 70s, 60s, 70s, maybe 80s.
He's gay? Is it
yes.
Joel Schumacher?
No, but you're very close to the name. Sounds a lot like that. Marathon Man. And then
Marathon Man is a good movie, but who directed Marathon Man?
The most famous is Midnight Cowboy, I would think.
Do you know that Midnight Cowboy is the only X-rated movie to win Best Picture at the Oscars?
Oh, really?
Yeah. Because back then they didn't have R or PG-13, so it was G, PG, or X.
I was like,
shit, who directed? I can't remember who directed those.
You said Joel what?
Joel Schumacher?
John Schlesinger.
Yeah, that name don't ring a bell.
Is it close, right?
I had no idea that the guy who that makes sense because Midnight Cowboy. We should do that for the podcast because it's gay.
Oh, is it?
Yeah,
I was
John
gonna say when you
plays
said
a
it was
male prostitute.
When you said it was X-rated, I was like, and what man on man? Like, is it like? It's funny to think like that Midnight Cowboy is X-rated, but people can just turn on their TV and watch Heated Rivalry.
Yeah. Oh, we're gonna get to that. The funniest part about Midnight Cowboy being X-rated is the year before that Oliver won, and it was G-rated. So they went. That's like that. They talk about this definitive. You know how like there's this grittiness to 70s movies. That from 69 to 70, or from 68 to 69, is that definitive line. They go from a musical, G-rated musical about Oliver Twist to an X-rated movie about gay male prostitutes.
It's like going like from Obama to Trump. I get it.
Yeah, it's just such a drastic change in cinema, and it creates just the 70s, which is just such a time for movies. Anyway, 152 greatest movie of all time.
Greatest movie of all time, 152nd. It's from 1968.
1968. Oliver.
I just don't know. The only thing I can think of to say, because anything I say, you're going to get it, I would assume. If I was to say it's a 1968 horror movie, don't say it
Exorcist.
Yet, you would probably get it. But if I said, no, don't guess it.
Okay.
Because I just want to say that this is the only clue I wrote down.
Okay.
The star of this show should be your mother-in-law.
My mother-in-law?
Yes.
I'm not married.
But you should be married.
But she should be my mother-in-law because it's Rosemary's Baby.
Yes.
And it's Mia Farrow because Rowan Farrow should love me. Choose me. Love me.
I'm just a boy sitting on a microphone.
Standing in front of another boy. Yeah. Rosemary's Baby. That's a good movie. Have you seen on Hulu? No, I'm sorry. It's on Paramount Plus. You won't ever watch it. So, it's a prequel.
Until the 24th.
It's a prequel to Rosemary's Baby that they made, and it is really good.
It's called Mr. Johnson's Sperm.
No, it's called Apartment 1A or Apartment 10A, or it's an apartment number. But it's the prequel of the girl they tried to do what they did in Rosemary's Baby with. And it doesn't work out the first time. So then Mia Farrow they're like, let's try it with her. And it works.
Well, there you go.
Good
If
flip.
at first you don't succeed, you know, when you
Try
said
again.
I'm just a boy standing in front of another boy. Have you seen that clip of the guy who plays Vecna on
Yes.
on
Yes,
Jimmy Fallon,
on Jimmy Fallon.
saying that I'm just
I am
a
in
boy.
love with him. He is so cute.
I think
was
he is
in,
too, but I
Sweeney
think
Todd.
he was in Harry Potter.
Yeah, he was also in Harry Potter. Yeah,
Just
I
for-
love
his
him.
picture was. Yeah, I think he's like bizarrely attractive. Like
Very attractive,
and
a lot of it has to do with his accent.
mm.
I love a good British accent.
I only know him from being in the TV show. In that one clip I saw on Jimmy Fallon. I've never seen him do anything else. So, but anyway, yeah, that's my 152s.
Beautiful. I do want to say, because last week, we was our end of the year episode, and we ranked, the best things we saw, and I said a few things in the last episode, that after reflection, were completely wrong. So I would like to correct those now.
Were any of the things that you said were completely wrong things that I said right after you said them? No, you're completely wrong.
No.
Okay.
Last week, I said that the best thing I watched last year was Brokeback Mountain. I would like to take that back and say not only is the greatest thing that I have watched last year
You're not
Heated
gonna say
Rivalry,
it. No.
but it's the best thing I've seen in over a decade.
Over
as-
a decade. That's
As
dramatic.
as cultish as I have become about this show, I can now see how people follow Trump because I follow this show with the same energy. I am obsessed. I've watched it 2 more times, and I have come to the conclusion that if people don't like this show, then you are stupid. It
Color me
is
stupid.
amazing.
Because as much as you like this show, I will now hate this show. I am
That's
going
fine.
to spend the next week watching and loving everything Laura Dern has ever been in just so I can not watch Heated Rivalry.
Just so you know, this show is created by Laura Dern just to get you to watch every one of her movies.
Of course it is.
And it's not even the whole show. The first 4 episodes are good. It's like you watch first 4 episodes, it's like, all right, that's good. I am obsessed with episodes 5 and 6. I have ordered the books. I have a t-shirt coming. I have coffee mugs coming. Both of them will be in New York this week. Hudson Williams will be on Jimmy Fallon on Wednesday.
Of
Connor
course
Story
they're
will be
both
on
gonna be here.
Seth Meyers on Friday. And
Because
I
they
will be
cannot
stalking out front of both of the studios
separate
to
from
let
each
them
other.
know how it's separate shows, separate days.
I'm sure.
And I'm sorry
that they're
love
staying
each other
in the same hotel
more
room
than
when
anyone
they
in the
come.
world. I love them
They
so.
are
My entire
stuck together
TikTok feed,
more than Cynthia Erivo's nail and Ariana Grande.
My TikTok feed is nothing but Heated Rivalry,
Yeah,
and in
period.
fact, it is
Nothing
it
but.
is- it is
Just
flooded out into general hockey. I have become a hockey fan. Unbeknownst to me, my entire TikTok feed is now hockey. And not just Heated Rivalry, hockey across the board, which
Now-
I am going to learn more about this sport because I am fascinated by it.
As I will never get to that level of excitement about this show,
Mhm.
I will admit that I've only seen the first 2 episodes, so I cannot commentate on
Which is, in
episodes
all
5
honesty,
and 6.
why when you say things about the show, it does not bother me because you just don't know. You just don't know. And you know who I do know? I know Ryan because Ryan posted up fucking TikToks about it. I gotta say, there's something weird scrolling through TikTok
and seeing
in
Ryan's
my-
leg.
in my cultish fandom of this show, and then Ryan pop up and be like, "We're watching Heated Rivalry," and I was like, "Get off my fucking feed."
I believe Ryan is just doing that to be a mild local influencer to help in his role as editor-in-chief of Watermark Out News, and not that he's a fanatic of the show Heated Rivalry, or
No, I don't think
that
he's a
the
fanatic.
Gym bunny that his one post would have you believe.
No, I don't think he's a fanatic of the show. I think he's a fanatic of trying to go viral. And he's starting to worry me a little bit because his TikToks are coming across my feed. And like there's one of him shirtless in the shower talking about the new shower head Wade bought. And I was like, oh, Ryan, no, Ryan.
I don't want
stop."
to see any of you in a shower. I don't. Did you happen to notice how many views that video had? I want to know. Hi, Chris.
Hi, Chris. He was napping on the couch. I'm sure my voice woke him up.
I can't imagine that that's the case. What does Chris think of Heated Rivalry?
He hasn't watched it. He won't watch it.
Ah, good
Chris,
man.
Okay,
I knew I liked him.
I'm not allowed to give a whole lot of details, but Chris hasn't had a lot of time for TV lately because Chris has a boyfriend.
Get him on the mic.
Just a friend.
I've got
spending a lot of
questions.
time. I did see a photo. He is absolutely adorable. He's this cute little twink. His parents are British. He was born in South Africa and raised in New Zealand.
Oh,
and
wow.
I was like, I gotta hear this fucking
Oh my
accent.
God! Did you ever?
It's
Yeah, I
gonna
was gonna
check
say.
boxes
Have you
for
watched?
me.
Oh my God! Is it that guy from the Christmas baking show? That
Yes, Chris is dating a celebrity.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? The guy that he was born in one country and then raised in Israel and then lived in like I think Australia or something for a
Are you
hot
talking
minute.
like the British Bake Off?
No,
Oh.
the Watermark did a story on
Oh, gotcha.
Jean Carlos and he was on the cover of our holiday guide, and it's the Holiday Baking Championship. And there's a twink on there who's got this
Oh, nice.
really like his accents from 3 or 4 different countries.
Oh.
Anyway, well,
It just-
congratulations
Yeah.
to Chris and his twink.
So I'm not allowed
Yeah.
to go into detail because unlike you and I, most people don't like having their business talked about on a podcast.
Oh, I have a
So-
funny story to tell about Dylan, but when I left for lunch, he was like, "Yeah, they gave him a heads
stay
up,
on the
not going to end up
podcast
on the
day.
podcast."
Yeah.
I was like, "All right." So let me tell you about this
So-
game of heads up now.
So, yeah. So that's all I'm gonna say is Chris has this nice new friend who I can't wait to hear his
Caitlin
accent.
wants to know about your friend.
My friend is doing well. Also does not want to be talked about on the podcast. People like their privacy.
Yeah,
And say hi
the
to
32
Chris.
people in Titusville that are listening to this podcast aren't really going to affect either of your boats.
So what else happened? Oh, okay. I had 2 mildly embarrassing things happen to me this week. One was the other day at work. When I was getting ready to get off, and I went to the back, and there's a bank of elevators.
Giggity.
Stop it! I knew you were going to. With the employee elevators in the back, so you go up to the break room up on the 9th floor. And it was the far end elevator, and it dinged, and the lady got on, and I said, "Hold that elevator," and I ran. Now I was going upstairs because I had to use the bathroom.
And then he took a shit
So I
in the
ran,
elevator, and a kid
And
said,
as I stopped and turned into the elevator, I farted. I farted as I got in the elevator, and I didn't think it was going to be loud, but it was loud. And it was just me and her on the elevator, and I just stopped, and I kind of just side-eyed looked at her, and she didn't look at me, but she had this
Why-
look on her face of
why
great
would she?
disgust. Like,
I
she
wouldn't
had
look
that
at
look on
you.
her face, like, why the fuck would you fart as you're getting on the elevator? So I just looked down at my phone, and then as soon as the doors open, I sped walked to the bathroom. I was like, I don't even want to look at you. Don't look at
she
me.
is regretting holding that elevator. Hold that elevator.
Yeah. Now, I will say it was all noise, no smell, so she was fine.
Oh.
It didn't smell, but the sound really set her off, and she just looked irritated.
Now, because it didn't smell, here's what she should have done. Which she should have made eye contact with you and then went. Like, how weird would that have been?
That would have been real weird. I'm
Like,
really glad
that's how
she
you
didn't
turn
do
the
that.
tables. Like, that was gross, but I'm going to one-up you and make you uncomfortable now.
Yeah, because this is on the ground floor. The break room is on the 9th floor. The employee elevators don't stop on floors 2 through 7. So you're alone on the elevator going up to the 9th floor, and there's no stopping the elevator. So if you say or do something, there's a good maybe 20, 30 seconds
Oof.
of you're just alone in the elevator, just sitting with whatever people say and do.
Oof.
So we were just sitting there, and I was like, please go faster, please go faster. And as soon as those doors open, I booked it to the bathroom. So that was embarrassing number 1. Embarrassing number 2 happened today after my appointment at the sleep clinic. I was stopping off because I had to get a bottle of wine for today's podcast. And right before I get on the subway down at the VA, there's a Target. So I was like, oh, let me go in and see if Target sells wine, because I couldn't remember if Target sold wine. So I went in and I went to the grocery part, and there was this girl. She was bent down putting fruit in the cooler area. They had like these little fruit bowls, and she was stocking them in. She's a cute little girl. She had her hair back in this she had curly hair back in a ponytail. And I said, excuse me, ma'am, I have a question. And she looks up at me and she turns around, and she's got a mustache and she's a man. And she looks at me with the saddest eyes, like I just ruined his world. And I went, hi, sir. Do you sell wine here? And he goes, no, we don't sell wine here. And we just stared at each other for a second. I said, okay, thank you. And I turned out and walked out. And I was like, I am sorry to that man. You have beautiful hair, by the way. It was in a nice little ponytail in the back. And you had a nice little shape. You look like a little twink girl. I'm sorry that I mistook you for a girl. He looks so hurt.
I'm surprised. I would think, like, I mean, you were here for like 10 years, and that philosophy of never gendering a person, you've gone in 6 months.
6 months in New York, and I'm like, hey,
just
dude.
Hey there, little lady. Where's your wine?
I just walk into Target, grabbing him by the pussy.
What if you said that and he turned around and you just said, I said what I said. Like, stand your ground.
Where's the wine, broad?
That happens. My voice gets misgendered all the time.
Yeah. When I was younger, I did. Now I make sure whenever I answer the phone, I'm like, hello. I always try to be a man.
I'm gonna drive through and I give my order, and they're like, okay, ma'am, that'll be blah, blah, blah. And I pull around the corner. I'm like, staring her.
Aw, it's okay.
I've been called worse than ma'am. It's okay.
Right? What else happened did you watch I'm sure you did. The Stranger Things finale? What did you think of it?
Here's when I watched it. I have to tell you when I watched it, right?
Okay.
Dylan had decided that on New Year's Day he was going to St. Pete. So, and then he was coming back, and then the day after we had something to do and this kind of thing. So it was kind of like we were going to watch it on New Year's Eve because I wasn't waiting 3 days. I didn't want spoilers. We're watching it. So we had invited my brother and his wife and son and my mom to come over for New Year's Eve. They are not Stranger Things watchers, so we couldn't watch it until they left, and they left at 12:15, and it's like 2.5 hours long. So we sat there and watched it at midnight on. So there are probably aspects of it that I don't remember. It's sort of like watching TV that late. It's like being a blackout drunk. Like, you are aware of your surroundings while you're in them, but the next day you're like, did I watch that?
Yeah.
So, but I do remember it. I remember how it went, and I have gone back and watched specific scenes because, you know, all the TikTokers and the socials, and they're like, this is what this means. This is what this means. And I'm like, I don't know that any of that's true. So I go back and I've watched those segments to debunk what their theories are, and stuff. So I've seen it again, and I will say this. As I warned in the last episode for these mega fans of Stranger Things to not go into this with any expectations because you will be disappointed, I went in with no expectations, and I absolutely loved it.
I went in with all the expectations, and I loved it. I don't know what this whole thing of going in and then people being pissed is like, well, nobody died. Why does everybody have to fucking die for it to be a good closure? Why can't people have happy endings?
And somebody did die.
Yeah.
You know, number 8 died. Is she nobody?
Nobody who gave a shit about.
Who did they want to die? You leave Steve alone.
First of all,
Steve
that
alone.
scene, I was like, when it darkened, I said, first of all, I know he's not going to die, but if you kill him, I swear to God, I will find you people.
I gotta tell you, that scene with the ladder, is that the one you're talking about?
Yeah.
I teared up for it. I mean, it was really like, what a great moment. But I tell you what I thought was going to happen. If you haven't seen it and you want to, don't listen to the rest of this podcast, or like go away for 10 minutes or fast forward.
It's been out for a week. If you haven't seen it yet, you don't care about the show.
If you care enough to not hear spoilers, you've seen it already.
Mm-hmm.
When Jonathan and the girl, what's her name?
Nancy.
Yeah, were on that table.
Yeah,
I thought they were dying. I did too. And I thought, what a great scene. I got to tell you, for people who were like kids when this all started or really young, the majority of them, all but one, really turned out to be great actors. And I thought that scene.
I don't know which one you're talking about. I thought they all did fine.
You know which one I'm talking about.
I know who you're talking about. He's fine.
He's fine, but he's
a good actor.
I wouldn't go that. I gotta say, you know what it is? It's his hair. It's the choice that they made for his hair. Because if he had any other haircut, I might take him seriously as a
you know what? As someone in the 80s and 90s whose mother used to cut his hair, sometimes into a bowl cut, I think it's fine. I think his hair looks fine.
But even his brother had better hair. You know what I mean? If his mom's cutting his hair, he's cutting his hair too.
Yeah.
I just
the
thought,
two
I thought
scenes
it was great.
in it, when Joyce, Winona Ryder, does the final. I mean, it's when she kills Vecna.
Yeah.
And they're going to each character and showing how Vecna personally impacted each one of them. I got very emotional. Winona Ryder is by far my favorite character in the show, and I love her. And just to see her get to do the final blow when it's her son who got kidnapped, she had to go through all that shit in the first season. Loved it. And then the part at the end when they're going around the table and they're like, I believe. It's so corny, but by the time Will says I believe, I too fucking believe. And she's alive. And I was crying like a little bitch
during that. I gotta say, what I really liked about it too is that it for such a ridiculous show or a ridiculous concept of like such fantastical things. Like the end of it with these, and it was the older, like the teenagers sitting on that roof with the complete understanding that however important they all were to each other's lives, they are not going to be moving forward. But that they'll all have this always together and they'll always keep in touch about that, but that all of them are going separate ways. And I thought that was really kind of great, and I like that. I like this idea that Steve is like, a kid's best friend. And became a baseball coach.
His is my favorite. Winona Ryder's character is my favorite character, but his story arc from the douchebag jock in high school to what he is now is my favorite story arc. Yeah, I love him so much.
I kind of took a dive into it, like how you may have done with Heated Rivalry, with Stranger Things, and I've gone back and I've watched all of their audition tapes, and I've watched things about what Steve's character was supposed to be like, but that he kind of showed them that douchebags have another side and that maybe he was a good person and so they kept him on. He was supposed to die in the first season, so they kept him on. And
was he?
Yeah, he was supposed to die in the first season.
It would have been so what we would have lost.
Yeah,
what we would have lost.
Think about that. Think about that, and the next time you kill somebody, think about what the world would lose.
Yeah, when you want someone in your show to die.
Yeah, think about what it could be.
All fictional lives are precious.
But I got to tell you, so again, I did watch these videos, and then I went back and watched the show parts again to decide. Because there was a thing that came out that's like, oh, well, here's proof of what happened at the end. So have you seen any of these things? Are you familiar with any?
Yeah. I will say after New Year's Eve, when the first episode came out, for about 2 or 3 days, my TikTok feed was Heated Rivalry and Stranger Things. And then after about 3 days, Stranger Things dropped off. And now it's just Heated Rivalry 24/7.
So
when this leaves my life, I don't know what the fuck I'm going to do.
Well, by then, I'm sure that Red, White, and Royal Goo will come out.
Oh my God, the second.
I gotta say, I have like lists and things to talk about, but we talk too much about things. But it was like the most anticipated movies of 2026, and that's not in it.
Is that one of them?
No.
You know what?
So it must not be coming out.
Are
this movie.
stupid. Oh, I don't know. I think it's
out.
2027.
Oh,
actually,
okay. Yeah. So anyway, here's the thing. about it, because all of the things that I've seen, I've gone back and watched because they're like, she's alive and here's the proof. And and I would I, that's a sign that we're talking too much. When the bottle is empty, it's like we've gone on too long. So I went back and I'm like, well, that's not true, because there was like, she's not really in the truck, and the only person that can see her is Mike.
Yeah.
But that's not true, because when you go back and watch it, there's a guy, one of the army guys helps her out of the truck. Like,
Yeah.
so other people see her.
With that taken into consideration, I don't get the Mike and Derek thing. With delightful Derek waving to him with that
Derek.
goofy smile. Yeah.
I like
I don't get
his
it.
Christian name, Dipshit Derek. His original given name. Not
my
his chosen.
favorite thing, and I know it's weird. I've seen a lot of this on TikTok. People are like, why would you have a child say that? But flipping off Vecna and telling him to suck my fat one is the funniest fucking thing I have seen all year.
So we'll get back to this thing about Elle and whether she lived or died. At the very end of the show, they play the Dungeons and Dragons game. They have that whole moment, which I thought was fucking great. It was
wonderful.
What a great. It could have ended there. Brilliant. But then they were trying to show like how life goes on, and all of them go upstairs, and then all the younger kids, like they all come down and they sit around that table. And I said to Jen, I'm like, thank God this show was about the people that just went upstairs and not this annoying group of brats, because I would never want to watch that fucking show. Having said that, I will watch anything Dipshit Derek is in.
I love that kid.
I love Dipshit Derek.
So funny.
So
my favorite scene in the entire season, even though I love the whole season, is when they kidnap him and then he like fights them off and they're in the barn. He goes upstairs and he tells Maya Hawke, I forget her, Robin. And he says, suck my fat woman. She goes, Jesus Christ. The way she says that cracks me up.
I like it because like it's very 80s, and those are just 80s things.
It's a very it's like the
and,
Goonies or Back to the Future. It has that kind of weird humor.
And the fact that, I mean, I didn't see what's his name? Damn. Dustin. I didn't see him being valedictorian. I didn't realize the whole time that he's just a smart genius, but I guess I should have AV club and all that kind of thing. So but his whole homage to Eddie at the valedictorian speech was just really cool. Like,
great.
A lot of thought went into this and writing. But I believe, right? Not because Ted Lasso. By the way, when you say the best thing that you've seen in the last decade, I just must remind you Ted Lasso came out in the last decade, and there's not a better TV show.
This is so much better.
Yeah.
Better.
See, and it's a
hockey's
good thing that
better than soccer. Fight me.
Life is it's called football, you moron. So anyway, one of the things that they point out, and it really stuck with me, so I got back and watched it. She has that conversation with Mike, right? Like, she's in the thing and she pulls him into a conversation.
Yeah.
And she says to him, you know, you have to convince everybody, you have to tell them, blah, blah, blah. And then it cuts away, and then they're all staring at her, and she blows away. One thing was missing from that, and that was her nose wasn't bleeding.
The blood, not bleeding.
And because her nose wasn't bleeding, she was not there. Because like every time we watch this show and she does something, Jen will say, my God, she's been doing this for 10 years. Can't she do this without her nose bleeding? And the answer is no,
it's part
she
of
can't.
the process.
And so when her nose wasn't bleeding, it meant she was not there, and that was not real. So she must have been somewhere else.
Yep.
And
so I will say in that scene, because I don't know, in the deep dive, I'm sure you know this, Prince's estate does not, and Prince before he passed was not somebody who licensed his music to anybody. So the fact that they got 2 songs from Purple Rain is like amazing. So one of the things since I moved to New York that I have held on to from Orlando, partly because I don't have a car, so I don't know what the radio stations are here. My iHeartRadio has been set to 107.7 for 10 years. Ever since I got iHeartRadio,
because you're
I always
a 62-year-old woman.
Yes. So they do the best of the 80s, 90s, and today. So they play Purple Rain and all the songs from Purple Rain all the time. So I listen to it when I take a shower in the morning. I just pull up my iHeartRadio. I listen to Chad and Leslie in the morning. They play the 80s and 90s music. Twice since the finale, they have played Purple Rain on the radio station, and it breaks me in the shower just hearing that song, because all I think about now is Eleven saying goodbye to Mike, and I turn into a fucking baby in the shower. It is crazy.
I have a very long love affair with Purple Rain.
Yeah.
I love that album. And this is like one of the most ridiculous. This is like where maybe it's why I like Stranger Things so much, because it's something like that these kids and a close group of friends would do. When I was a kid, that 2 doors down from me was like my best friend when I was in middle school. His name is Benji. And every single day, like they also had like a garage full of soda. I don't know why, but they just did. They had like a soda fridge. I loved it. But we'd go by, we'd drop my bag at my house. We walk two doors down to his house, grab a soda from the garage, and then go into his room, put on the Purple Rain album, and stand on these 2 chairs in his living room and do the entire album, like lip sync, concert, like every single day. And so, yeah, I hear it. I cannot hear Purple Rain and not think of Benji. So if you're listening, hey, Benji.
As you told that story, I was thrusted back to when I saw Bridesmaids, and Kristen Wiig is on the plane, and she's like, lesbians. That's you and Benji.
I
That
don't know
is
if
the
he's
gayest
gay or
thing I've
not.
ever heard in my life.
I don't know if he turned out gay. I mean, I was certainly gay. But we were really good friends, and I was like, you know, I was like that. You know, if you see a show about the 80s and there's this asshole kid who just wants to be popular, so he ditches his friends to be popular. Well, some girl wanted to date me and didn't like him, and so I hung out with her, and we stopped being friends. Isn't that terrible?
That's awful.
I know. Look, I've got my sponsor and I spent 20 minutes on it.
That was a quick 15-second story, but that broke my heart.
Now think of that when you listen to Purple Rain.
If you're listening, Benji, I'm sorry. That hurts.
Look, I
me.
am too. He also was the person that
You should
I
track
was
him
a terrible
down.
friend. Did I tell you the story about when he got bullied and people threw dog crap on his face?
And what did you do?
I'm not telling you. I'm not telling you.
That's it. Caitlin,
I mean,
shut
come
it
on.
down.
Here's the
Shut
deal.
it down. We don't work with him no more.
Here's the deal. So we used to walk home every day together, right? For some reason, I wasn't there, and then he went by himself, and he got bullied because he's a Filipino kid, and this was Texas, and there you go, right? And so, in Texas in the 80s, and so he found me, and when he found me, like his face was wet and his hair was wet.
I can't
laugh,
focus
but
right
it
now.
was-
I'm so fucking
but
sad
it
for
was-
Benji.
It was
now.
he was wet and he was furious, and I think it was just because he was furious. I'm an immature kid, like you said. What time I get off, and I start giggling. So he said, he just walked to me, and he was like, "Where were you?" And I was like, "Oh, I got caught up or whatever." And he just yelled, "They shit in my face." And I think, like, he said they threw shit in my face, and I think what I heard was they shit in my face. And for some reason, all of it added up, and it made me go like that. Oh, that was
Okay,
not the reaction he was looking for.
Not on the podcast, but after we get done with this podcast, do you know his full name? I'm finding
Yes.
Benji. Okay,
I
his
want
full
you
name.
to.
I will find Benji,
I've looked for him.
and then you send me his info. I'm gonna find Benji.
Yeah. I mean, we were such good friends that.
And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to his house.
He started playing Little League because I play Little League. Like, we were best
I'm going to
friends.
go to his house. I'm going to get 2 chairs, and him and I are going to sing Purple Rain and record it. I'm going to send it to you, but I'm not going to tell you where Benji
No,
lives.
the best part of this is
You will never know.
you're gonna contact him and you're gonna tell him, like, look, I do this podcast with this guy who's your best friend and whatever, and you're gonna tell him my name, and he's gonna go, who? And then he's gonna be like, and then he's gonna be like, he told me about this story, and it'd be like, what? I don't remember that. You know how like those things, like, they mean so much to you, or like, I remember these things so detailed because I feel horrible about my behavior in them. And
trauma will do that. Yeah,
and I will live with, like, he'll move on, but I will think about this for the rest of my life, and I will think
Yeah.
about on my deathbed. I'll be like all my apologies at the end of my life, and they'll be to him and other people. Like there's
Yeah.
I was just
There was when I was a
hoodlum
kid-
child. I was a
Yeah.
very terrible.
When I was a
Kid.
kid in, I was living in Pinellas Park over there near St. Pete, and there was this guy. His name was Eli, and he was not very popular. Not that I was popular, but he was like super not popular, and he didn't have a lot of friends. So I befriended him, and his house was on the way home when we would walk from home in school. His house was on the way home from my house. So I would stop at his house because I felt bad for him. And then we started hanging out, and he turned out to be a really cool guy. And we would hang out and we would talk. And I got the vibe, and we were like, I don't know, 12, 13. I got the vibe that he might have been closeted gay. And I think that's why we clicked. But he was a cool guy. He had the VHS copy, the original VHS copy of The Little Mermaid with the penis on the cover.
Oh, wow.
And he showed it to me, and we
Now we know
laughed.
why you befriended him.
We laughed like little girls. I was like, oh, that's so funny. It looks like a penis. But I would go over there and hang out, and he was like into all the nerd shit that I liked. And the group of friends, like my older brother is 11 months older than me, and it was him, me, Nick, Doug Oakman, Sean, Doug Grimm. We
Just
were all the
dishing
group.
out their full names.
Oh, well, just the Dougs, because there was Oakman and Grimm. And we would hang out as kids. But Eli was like my friend away from the group of friends. And he was the one nobody would hang out with or talk to. And I would go to his house and we'd hang out. And I had so much fun with Eli. And if somebody had thrown dog shit in his face, I would like to think that I would defend him, but probably not. I probably would have done what you did and laughed.
Had it been happening in front of me,
Yeah.
I would have. But this
Yeah.
was like this was way after, and it was just a very intense. I also
Yeah.
like am the kind of person that might chuckle at a funeral every now and then. You know what I mean? Like it's just
I
you know,
gotcha.
comfortable nature. I use humor to get
But
out of
for
everything.
some reason, Eli is listening. Thank you for being a friend. Thank you for being a friend. But you were a cool kid, and I'm glad that we got to hang out. And thanks for showing me the penis on the Little Mermaid, guys.
Look, I'm gonna talk about my week, but I'm gonna do it real quick because we're an hour and 15
Oh
into
yeah.
this, and I
Oh,
don't
we're
wanna
an
go
hour.
too
Yeah.
long. Yeah.
I mean, the movie we won't talk about very much anyway. So
Right, because what is there
turned
to talk
out to be
about?
not as gay as we thought it would be.
Yeah, there was not much. After I watched the movie, it was 10:30 at night. I texted Jeremy last night and I was like, "Should we cover something else?"
Yeah, I saw that this morning. I was actually asleep when you texted me, and then I read it this morning. You were like, "Should we watch something else?" I was like, "Not in the 11th hour, kid."
I
Right
could
now.
have. I could have watched something
It's-
else this morning.
It's
but-
8:30 in the morning, and I got to get to a doctor's appointment.
So I will say, like, the highlight of my week happened right after we recorded the last podcast.
Yeah.
I was we went to dinner We went to dinner.
Oh,
like,
that's right. How did that go?
The deal is if we
Caitlin
record
went?
late at night and Caitlin comes to the office, I'll take her to dinner afterwards. And
Nice.
so we went to dinner, and I got there, and I'm getting ready to walk into the restaurant, and you hear this thunk, 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 coming down, and there's this other guy getting ready to walk in, and we stop and we look over, and there's this car going by, and it's driving on a flat tire, and the tire it's just like
Oh,
thunk, 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 thunk,
Jesus.
thunk, 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 at a rim. And I was like, I went inside and I was like, I think Caitlin just drove by me with driving on a rim
That
with a
was
flat
you?
tire, and it was Caitlin. And so,
Girl, you're not supposed to do that.
I know, but
You're gonna fuck up the rim.
yeah, she drove 1 mile on it, but
That's still
she
gonna
hit
fuck up your
It was
rim.
one of those cobblestone roads, and the car went down hard on it, popped, and so anyway, after we ate, I changed the tire. Which she posted a picture of it on Facebook, which is fine. It's just that I was bent over and I look like a fucking roly-poly. I've gained so much weight, and and luckily it's dark and you can't really see my face. So although she tagged me in it, I think.
You want some advice?
Yeah, lose weight.
Because to help with that, get the flu twice.
Oh,
I have actually, since I got the flu the second time, I am under 290 for the first time since I don't know when. I'm at 288. I don't know if you can see because we're zoomed in real close, but I am down 20 pounds from when I moved here, and I am down almost 75 pounds from when at my heaviest before I started Ozempic.
oh wow.
Yeah.
Well, good for you.
Thank you.
Good for you. Yeah, I'm definitely back on the telling people how many points I have a day. I'm definitely like I'm all Weight Watchered out right now. Like yesterday, 10 points. You get 23, just 10.
Nice.
I've got it. I'm on
Now,
this.
keep in mind, I have been told this by a nutritionist. You can do just as much damage by doing too few calories as you can with doing too many calories, because your body's going to adjust. So you got to make sure you're eating enough calories. But good
here's
calories.
the thing. Here's the thing about Weight Watchers is that the points aren't based on calories. They're based on the kinds of food you eat. So,
nice.
So like I could eat 80 pounds of chicken
Do
breast
you have a
and it's
list
0
of-
points.
Do you have a list of the 0 point
Yeah.
foods? Send those to me.
Yeah.
I'm going to put them on the fridge, and I'm going to be
basically, for me,
I can eat all I want of this.
For me, I think you have to take the questionnaire and then it tells you, like, because for Jen, certain things are points and not for me. Like a baked potato is 0 points for me. But for Jen, it's some points. Fruits are not points for me, but for Jen, they are. And I don't know why that is. I'm going to call anybody's medical thing, but I have a theory.
Because you're a man.
It could be. So like all fruits and vegetables, like, but not avocado. And it's like but fruits and vegetables, which is why I'll eat like 10 oranges in a day, and I'll have like 10 pickles in a day. I eat a lot of pickles and oranges. Like if I get hungry, excuse me, just if I get hungry, that's what I'll eat because it's 0 points. And then I make like that cabbage roll stuff that I make, which is
cabbage is an amazing food because it's so
because
filling,
it'll clean you out too.
Yeah, and it'll flush you out.
Yeah. So there's all chicken, turkey, like white meat turkey, white meat chicken, that sort of kind of stuff, all 0 points. Fish, so all the salmon I want to eat in the world is all 0 points. So it's not terrible. It's not a terrible diet to be on. You just have to you really have to keep track of the points, and that's why it's like, oh, I want to eat 2 slices of pizza. You can do that, but then you have to eat 0 point foods for a couple of days. Like you just gotta balance it out. It's 23 a day, but you get like 20 something any week points. So when I have 10 a day, if I have like 10 to 15 points a day at the end of the week, I'll end up with like 45 extra points, which is like a Zinger Mountain Melt.
Kind nice.
So you could do
that's
those
a treat.
Meals. Yeah, it's a really smart way to do things, and I like it. But anyway,
I last night because like I said, I've been on the flu diet for the past week and a half. All I've been eating is soup and broth. So last night, because I've been feeling better. There's this place. It's just called the Pizza Spot, and it's right next to my laundromat. And I went and got a whole cheese pie, and I brought it home. And I was like, "Hey, Chris, if you want any, feel free." And because I have not eaten any solid foods in the last week, I devoured this entire fucking pizza. And Chris is like, "Oh," he leaned over to take a slice, and the box is empty. And I was like, "I am so sorry. I have not eaten in a week, and I didn't realize I was gonna inhale the entire fucking pizza." It's so good. Next time you're here, I'll take you over. Oh my god, it was so good. I felt like Macaulay Culkin from Home Alone. It was like an entire cheese pizza just for me, and I just inhaled it.
Do you know that this is the first time in like 3 or 4 months that I don't have a plane ticket to New York?
Oh, really? When's your next trip?
I don't know. Like my birthday's 1 week from tonight. But I can't because we were gonna go up for my birthday, but my nephew gets getting married this weekend, and the next weekend is the softball tournament. So we'll see. Plus, we've got this free trip to Disneyland that we have to take, and that's by April. So we just need to get that out of the way. But that shit.
I just got a text message that I don't know which part of the whole supply, but something from Heated Rivalry just got delivered.
Oh, good Lord. Is it outside your door? Or is
I
it
don't
downstairs?
know. Let's see. Let me
see if it's outside your door, because I'm curious to see what it is. You could do like a unboxing reveal. Do you want to run downstairs?
It's downstairs. No.
You're like,
what I'll do is I'll pull up the email and see what it is.
Oh, okay. While I tell you about
books. It's the books. So there's for those who don't know, I know my entire personality is Heated Rivalry. There's 6 books in this series. I see you looking at Caitlin. The first book is actually episode 3 with Kip and Scott. Then the second book is Heated Rivalry, about what this season is. And then there's a third book about them, which is what season 2 is going to be about. And I can't wait till 2027 for the second season. So I got the book so I can read what happens to them. And that is what is downstairs. So yes, after we're done here, I will be spending the evening reading up on Shane and Ilya. And they're my two best friends, and I love them, and I'm so happy for them. Anyway, what did you do this week?
That is all way more entertaining than finding out what house I belong to in the Harry Potter wizarding world.
Oh, you don't have to do the test. You're a Hufflepuff. I'm just kidding. Caitlin's definitely a Hufflepuff because I can tell by the way her jaw dropped.
First of all,
she's not.
Why do you say that?
Gryffindor?
And why do you say it derogatorily? What is wrong with a Hufflepuff?
Nothing. People just make jokes about Hufflepuff because they're usually kind of the sidekick. Caitlin definitely gives me Hufflepuff vibes, but I love Hufflepuffs. You give me Ravenclaw vibes, Rick.
Yeah. So
anyway, what were you saying?
Oh, so we went to Universal yesterday because we're wrapping up our whole Harry Potter thing with the holidays and doing all the things. And so I think I have this app. If I do, let's see. I have to bring it up in the app to tell you all the things. New staff member. I get all these messages. A new staff member is like, "Oh, we're gonna use the all staff chat." Like I'm just kidding. But it's
you have a
two
new
newest staff
member?
members are having a conversation. Yeah, we do. We hired somebody that you're very familiar with.
Oh wait, yes, I think you told me this, Mike.
Yeah.
Oh, shout out to Mike. Hopefully he listens.
I know he's gonna be like, "What do you mean I use the all staff?" They're like, "What?" You know. I'm assuming that his yell at me voice will sound a lot like Ryan. Hey, what do you mean?
I noticed
anyway,
your entire staff all sounds exactly the same.
I wanted to read this, but I'm not going to go to the website because I wanted to despunk. Despunk? Is that a word?
No, that is not
Dispel?
the word.
Dispel.
Despunk is something
debunk.
very different. Debunk.
And I just want you know the name of this podcast will not be Despunk. You like these? Despunk.
Despunk.
So I expected fully that I would either be Gryffindor or Slytherin. Okay, so we go to eat at Mythos.
Yeah.
Have you ever been there? It's like the restaurant at Universal that's been voted #1 theme park restaurant for decades, right? Or something like that.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, it is delicious. It deserves every award that it's ever received. But while we're there, we're like, let's figure out what all of these things are. What kind of wand we have? What's your Patronus? What's your animal? So we did a whole thing. And I expected Gryffindor or Slytherin, right? And
you took the Patronus test?
Yeah, we took all of it, yeah.
Oh, I took the Patronus test. You're never going to get this. Do you know what my Patronus is?
Weasel.
A dog.
Oh,
yeah.
I
know, right?
I just said weasel because Dylan's was a weasel and it made me laugh.
Oh, no, mine is a dog.
So mine was something that flies in the air. Some kind of hockey thing or something. I don't know. It was like it was a cool thing. So anyway, I take the test. We're thinking Jen and Dylan are like, you're going to be Slytherin. And I feel like, because when I saw my result, I was annoyed. And then I read about it and I was like, you're all wrong. I was a Hufflepuff.
Oh, are you?
Yeah, isn't that interesting?
You give very Ravenclaw vibes, but I can see Hufflepuff.
But it's like people. It said in the description that people think Hufflepuffs are just background noise, but it's actually just that they do a lot. They just don't boast about it like all the others do. And so I was like,
you know what? It makes sense because Hufflepuffs are traditionally seen as the sidekick, and as my +1 to everything I went to, that makes sense.
Welcome to the last episode. No. And every time somebody says that, I'm like, Cedric was a Hufflepuff. Cedric is hot.
And look at him now.
I get
He's
it.
Batman.
Yeah. So there you go. Says it. There's your sidekick, Gryffindor, Robin.
However, I am a Gryffindor, and Daniel Radcliffe won a Tony. So
I'm like, well, thankfully we're not all.
I'm curious what
Hogwarts.
Caitlin. Are you a Gryffindor, Caitlin? You give Gryffindor vibes? No, you're a Slytherin.
Really?
Nothing about you gives Slytherin, which is interesting.
Well, see, that's the interesting thing
so sneaky.
is when you take the test and then you read about all the things. It's like, oh, people just think Slytherin assholes, but the reality
they're
is
just ambitious.
And care about certain things. You know, like Dylan was a Slytherin,
Like success
and like
and money.
but like and appearance matters.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh,
and,
yeah.
and that all very much matters.
I have, because there's a million different tests out there. Every single test I take, I am always Gryffindor.
Yeah, I think I was Gryffindor once. I think I was Slytherin once. But on this one, I was like Hufflepuff. I'm like, I'm going to go with it. You know why? Specifically why? Because I like the colors.
Nice.
So I'm going to stick with it. And then I thought, you know what? And then as we're walking around, and somebody that I was with, and I won't name who because I don't want anybody to think anything terrible about them, made the comment of, people at Disney are just put together better. Like just walking around the park. You're like... So then, but we're
there
walking
is
around
nothing
Harry Potter
worse than a
land.
smug Disney adult.
So we're walking around Disney, and I'm seeing all the people in Hufflepuff shirts, and I'm getting angry. And then I was like, Hufflepuff doesn't like the emphasis shouldn't be on the puff. Do you know what I'm
Sure.
saying?
Yeah.
Everybody in a Hufflepuff shirt was wearing an extra large.
I know exactly what you're saying.
And I was like, for Christ's sakes. And then I caught my reflection and I went, oh, I am a Hufflepuff.
Yeah. In fact, I have seen people call the autism spectrum the Hufflepuff spectrum.
Well, that sounds like something a Gryffindor would come up with. Because I want to tell you what, you want to think about assholes. Harry Potter's dad was an asshole.
He was yeah, he was.
Yeah, and that's
was.
Gryffindor. But I'm glad that we're not at Hogwarts, because if we were, then the people I was with, we wouldn't be friends because we were all in different houses.
Yeah.
Dylan was Slytherin, Jen was Gryffindor, and so
you know what? I didn't even realize that, but if you look at the books and the movies, yeah, the houses never hung out with other houses.
They're
it's
very
like
separate.
it's okay to cross party lines there.
Yeah.
Hufflepuff.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I did other things, but I don't think those matter right now.
Oh, geez.
So let's talk let's talk for a few minutes about the show that we were meant to cover.
Okay. So we and there's a reason why we decided to do this. Okay. So
and again, AI lied.
Yes. We watched Wake Up Dead Man, which is the third movie in the Knives Out film series. Knives Out was a movie that came out in 2019, which I know you had said when we initially were going to watch this that you hadn't seen any of them. Did you watch all three of them or just...
I went back and I forget we're recording and I'm moving this all around. I went back and watched the first one so that I had some...
So the first one, which I watched back in 2019, I loved. I thought it was an amazing film. I thought it was, very different and innovative, kind of because it's kind of in that Agatha Christie vein of whodunit, but like with a stacked cast. And I thought Chris Evans was amazing in it. I thought Jamie Lee Curtis. It was just such a great cast. The second movie was good, but it wasn't as good as the first one. So I was curious how this one was going to fall in line. And so you haven't seen the second one?
I haven't seen the second one, but I want to read this to you because this is why we decided to cover this movie, because we try to go. Our whole shtick is LGBTQ plus themed characters and or actors in TV and film.
Queer cinema is our bread and butter.
Right, but usually 99% of the time we want like an LGBTQ themed movie, right?
Sure.
So I Googled what is Wake Up Dead Man an LGBTQ themed film, because I wasn't sure and I wanted to, and I do this often with films to see. And here's what it says. Yes, Wake Up Dead Man, the latest Knives Out mystery, has significant LGBTQ plus themes, particularly exploring the complex relationship between queerness and Catholicism through Josh O'Connor's character, Father Judd, and touching on the hostility queer people face in some religious environments. So I'm thinking, okay, there you go. This sounds great.
Yeah.
None of that is true.
No. I need you, at least in the context of this podcast,
to never use AI.
To stop asking ChatGPT questions.
That wasn't ChatGPT. That's the AI overview in Google. Isn't that crazy?
Oh.
As a newspaper owner, I should tell you, never read the AI overviews. They're wrong.
I'm going to whisper this because Google is listening. That new Gemini, he don't know what the fuck he's talking about. Oh, God, he just turned on.
Oh, you know what's interesting is like right below it, Gay City News, which is the the queer newspaper for New York that's in the associations that we're in has this headline: "Wake up, dead man. 2 steps forward, 1 step back." I should have
Yeah.
read that article before suggesting this movie.
Yes. So the reason that comes up is in the first movie, there was a lot of chatter after the movie came out that Detective Benoit Blanc, who is played by Daniel Craig, is very flamboyant. He has a very particular way of talking. He's very flamboyant, a little gay. So people started questioning Ryan. Oh, what is his name? The guy who Ryan Johnson, who is the writer and director of these movies. He seems really gay. And in an interview, he said the reason for that is because Detective Benoit Blanc is gay. So in the second movie, it's just a quick little scene. In the beginning of the movie, Detective Blanc is in the bathtub, and his boyfriend, husband, partner, they don't specify whether they're married or not, comes in and says, "Hey, you've got a phone call." His partner is a cameo by Hugh Grant. So Hugh Grant plays Detective Blanc, Daniel Craig's partner. So in that second movie, it is revealed in canon that he is a gay detective. So going into the third one, it was kind of speculated, will they address that? Will they expand on it? Will Hugh Grant show up? Hugh Grant does not show up in the third one. They don't even mention. So I wrote down, because I was trying to keep track of anything gay that they talked about. Here is the only gay things that they mentioned. Where are my notes? Where's the gay?
I wrote a thing down too about being gay.
Yeah, go
there's something that he says when he first gets to the church and he's talking.
Oh, here it is.
Where he does kind of cover it. But here is the gayest thing about the show.
I think this is what I wrote down.
And that's
what you're going to say.
The
in the car.
No. Okay. So there's another thing. So when they're describing Josh Brolin's character, and like he's a preacher, and like he's terrible at his job because he can't. Their retention of patrons is low, and it's because when he's doing seminars, he picks somebody in the pews and talks directly at them, yelling about what he perceives the bad decisions of their lives to be. And then like there's one where he's talking about this whore and her whore child, and there's a woman and a child sitting in the pew, and he's like looking at them and he's yelling at them, and they get up and run out. And then they show a scene where he's yelling at other people, and these two like very obviously gay guys stand up from the pews and they look at him and they flip him off, and then they run out of the thing. And I went and I wrote down, well, there you go. That's what justifies us watching this film.
Here's the other two things that will help justify this. When Benoit comes in at first, when he's talking with Father Judd, and he's talking about his issue with Christianity, and he's talking about all the things that the hateful things that they do towards people, and he mentions homophobia. And he's like, the church is homophobic, and they are full of homophobia, and that's why he left the church, or he does not involved in the church. The second thing is later in the movie when Father Judd is coming into the police station to confess to a murder he didn't actually do, and Benoit grabs him and throws him in the backseat of the car, and he turns the car on, and a cassette of the Cat soundtrack starts playing. I'm like, there it is. That's pretty fucking gay.
Yeah. It's pretty. It's interesting.
On top of that, Andrew Scott is in this. He is an openly gay actor. Josh O'Connor, while it is not publicly come out, has played a lot of queer characters and has been speculated by some to be gay.
Yeah, we've covered a lot of the movies that he's done.
Yeah. And then Daniel Craig and Jeffrey Wright, who are both straight in heterosexual relationships, have played several queer characters. Most specifically, Daniel Craig last year was in the movie Queer that we talked about, and Jeffrey Wright was in the original production of Angels in America. And
Jeffrey Wright
was in the movie.
I don't remember the name of that movie that we did, but Jeffrey Wright was in a movie where Sterling Brown played his brother who was gay. American writer or something.
American something. I own the movie, and I love that movie.
It's so good.
Sterling K. Brown plays his gay brother, but yes, he's in that movie. American
Fiction.
Writer.
American Fiction.
American Fiction. That's what it is. American Fiction.
So I just want to here's the cast, right? This is like,
Yeah.
you think
That's the thing with these movies. These casts are stacked.
yeah, but this is more stacked than the first one. I mean, the first one was pretty big, but I mean, think about. I mean, you got Daniel Craig, Josh O'Connor, who is super hot right now. Glenn Close, Josh Brolin, Mila Kunis, Jeremy
Kunis,
Renner,
yes.
Kerry Washington. I think by the time I saw Kerry Washington, I just went, Jesus Christ! Like, what is there? They must have Orlando's snowflake budget for their casting because it's so much.
Well, here's the thing, because I read this with the first movie, and after you're done, I'll read through the first casting. Ryan Wilson is so respected with actors that 90% of the actors in his movie take pay cuts just to work with him.
Huh. All right. So Kerry Washington, Andrew Scott, Jeffrey Wright, Thomas Hayden Church, which he's been in a lot of TV shows. I think he was like the handyman in Wings.
Yeah, he was also in Sideways. He got an Oscar nomination for Sideways. He was in Sandman in the Spider-Man movies.
Now there's
Peter Parker ones. Or I'm sorry, the
right.
Tobey Maguire ones.
Yeah. And then there's this guy, Daryl McCormick. He plays Psy, and I just want to mention him because he's very good looking.
Oh my God, I've seen his penis.
Was it in the movie with Emma Thompson?
It was. Yeah, he's full frontal in that one.
You've seen it?
Oh my God.
The movie looks great.
He is such an asshole in this movie, but every time he did something like a dick maneuver where he's just a fucking asshole, all I kept thinking was, you are so fucking hot in that Leo Grand movie. I forgive you.
Okay.
You
He's
for being
evil.
an asshole.
He's mean in this movie that we
Yes,
covered.
in this movie.
Not the one
In
with
Leo
Emma Thompson.
Grant, no, he's wonderful
I
in
was
Leo.
like,
He's
God,
a
the
nice
preview
guy
makes
in
him
Leo
look like the
Grant.
nicest guy in the world.
No. In this movie, he's a total like right-wing Trumpian douchebag. But in Leo Grant, he's delightful.
Yeah, I'm gonna go watch Leo Grant. I remember seeing the preview for that and thought this looks really cute. So the premise of that
movie, Emma Thompson and him both deserved Oscar nominations and didn't get one. They were brilliant.
She's a woman of a certain age, and I don't know what the catalyst for this is, but she hires a male prostitute or a gigolo or whatever you want to, and a male sex worker. I think of American Gigolo, where like
I just got a text message from Chris asking why I'm shouting, and I'm gonna reply, I don't know.
You should reply one bottle of wine. Oh.
I thought he was in the room. He's right there. Oh, that scared the shit out of me.
The answer to why you're shouting is one bottle of wine.
Yeah,
that's why.
I'm one bottle deep. That's why I'm shouting.
Anyway,
that scared me.
So she hires this, and it's about this older woman being afraid of her body with this really hot guy that's hired to sleep with her. Just like, I can't wait to watch it. It looks
he is
really,
so
really
gorgeous. He is. In fact, Chris was watching it with me last night, and the first time he came on screen, he goes, "Damn, that guy's hot." And I was like, "Yeah, he is." Chris also said, "Stop putting his business out there."
Oh.
That's what you get for being friends with someone with a podcast.
Yeah, right. It's how I keep my friends' numbers at bay. I was worried I was going to meet new people, so I started doing a podcast. So anyway, let's talk about what you think of the film, just in general.
In general, I thought it was better than the second one, not as good as the first one. Knives Out, I think, is a perfect film. I love it. That we were talking about stat cast. Here's who's in the first one: Daniel Craig, Chris Evans, Anna de Armas, Jamie Lee Curtis, Michael Shannon, Don Johnson, Toni Collette, Lakeith Stanford, Catherine Langford, Jaden Martell, Christopher Plummer, Frank Oz. It's just like Joseph Gordon-Levitt. The cast.
He was in the second one, I think.
Yeah, he does voiceovers for him. He's the detective on the phone for all three movies.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's in all three movies, but he's the detective on the phone in all three movies.
That's funny.
But it's just every movie, and the second one has like Edward Norton and John Baptista and others. Catherine Hahn is in it. I know there's a shit ton. I don't have to.
I gotta say this about the films. The first one, brilliant.
Yeah,
it's
I loved it.
It's so good. And Anna de Armas, I was like, she always looks familiar, and I never really know what she was in, and I forget where I know her from, but I had to look it up, and I was like, oh, it must be from this. She is so good in that.
So good.
So good. And it's just the way it all comes together, the whole idea of it. It's just it's great and brilliant and kind of tragic and funny and wonderful. Just wonderful because
the first one is so
guess.
good that it almost diminishes the other two. Like the other two are good movies. They're really good movies. But comparing them to Knives Out, diminishes them.
Which I can't help but do.
This
I watched
movie on
the
its
other one
own
the other
is
night.
good. But Knives Out is so fucking good. It is
I think what happens to it. It's I liken it to, not to this extreme, so everybody calm down. But I liken it to like Moulin Rouge was a great movie and a terrible Broadway show. Because what they did is they took elements from the movie that they thought were really good and they put it on steroids and they overused them.
Yeah.
And so it became too cutesy for its own good. And I think that by the time the third one came around for this, that they went way overboard on the casting and made the cutesy thing of like, oh, this is his shtick where he just takes a person and walks them through the day, and by the end of it you find out what it's going to be, and it was too convoluted. It was too, something about it just lacked the charm, where I will say that Josh O'Connor is brilliant in this.
He's
I love
really
him
good
in this. And I
Glenn
love
Close
his character.
particularly is really
she
good
was
in
good
it.
in it. It did take a real dark turn at the end with the whole cancer
that was one of my
thing.
notes, is how dark this is, darker than the other two.
Yeah.
And not just with the subject matter, but also with the visuals, like with Josh Brolin and Jeremy Renner's doctor character with the acid.
Yeah.
They just, the visuals are a little darker than the first two. The other two are very kind of quirky, kind of like,
it didn't have the same charm. And then there was that like, oh, he's been like, now we can't figure it out. It was just like, what is that even all about? And
the first two, even though it's about the cases, Daniel Craig's character, Benoit Blanc, is a main character in those. He feels like a sidekick character in this one. Like this is Josh O'Connor or Father Judd's story, and Benoit's just like a bit player in it. The first two movies, he feels like the main focus, and I think that's the difference.
In the first movie, in the first 10 minutes or 20 minutes of the first movie, he figures out what happened.
Yeah.
And so then he just uses everybody to show him how and why.
Yeah.
In this version, it seemed he didn't know anything, and he was running around like an imbecile and couldn't figure it out. And that's where I was like, I didn't appreciate. I wanted that charm of.
In the first movie, he shows up 10 minutes into the movie. In this movie, he shows up 40 minutes into the movie.
Yeah,
that's a big.
This movie
issue
did
with
not
film.
need to be 2.5 hours long. It could have been 2 hours long. They could have.
When I pulled this up on Netflix and it said 2.5 hours, I was like, oh, Jesus Christ.
I did.
Why
too.
are movies so long these days?
Yeah. I did doze off a couple times with this one. I was not as entertained by this one, and it's so unfortunate because it just made me not want to like it, because I love the first one. I would be like, this is a 5-grade show. You need to see this.
Yeah.
I'll give this one's probably a 3.5. I want to give it 3 because
if I had seen this before I had seen the other two, I'd probably give this 3.5, 4 grapes.
If this was the first one and I'd never seen
if I had seen the first two, I give it 3 grapes. Yeah, because it does not hold up to the other two.
Do you want to guess what Rotten Tomatoes was?
Critics love these fucking movies. Like,
do you want me to tell you what the first one was? The first one was.
I know the first two got Oscar nominations for the screenplay, and I know they're in the 90s. The first two are in the 90s.
97 for the first one. 97, 92.
Yeah. I'll go with this one because, not like I said, not as good as the first one, but critics love these, so I'm going to say 94 for critics, and I'm going to say audience is probably 90.
92, 93.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Which I find surprisingly high. But I mean, it was good. I guess I'm just
critics.
I'm comparing
loves
too much.
These movies.
I do too.
It's one of those where I see these movies and they're great, but then when you hear what the critics thought of it, it's like, oh, you guys really fucking love this movie.
Yeah, and I hear there's a couple more coming out, or that they're making more.
They have, because the first one, I forget what studio put it out, but Netflix bought all the sequels, and they signed a deal with Ryan Johnson for 4 more. So
Oh,
the
good.
first one, I forget what studio. It's not on Netflix, so I don't know what studio has it.
No, I had to watch it on Amazon Prime with commercials.
Okay, yeah.
I have a Prime
but,
account.
the whole thing with Prime, here's the interesting thing. So Prime used to not have any commercials. And all of the streaming services start putting out, we have ad supported. And if you want that, it's cheaper. So with all the other ones, HBO Max or Netflix, you had the regular one for the high price, and then you had to go on there and select the ad-supported one to get the cheaper price. Amazon did the reverse. They had the non-commercial, and they put everyone on the ad-supported, and if you want the non-ad-supported, you need to go on and change it, and they charge you $4 more.
Well, I guess I know what I'm doing later. I just saved $12.99 a month, so I'm gonna go.
Well, there you go.
Thank you,
Get
Paramount. I now will
Get
watch
your ad-free Amazon. But yeah, the first one, I don't remember what studio, but of the other four, the first two that are already out, and then there's 2 more sequels coming out. They're all being produced by Netflix, so they will be on Netflix.
Do you like government type shows like Madam Secretary kind of stuff, The West Wing?
I love government shows where the government gets their comeuppance.
Oh, I don't know, like Veep.
Love Veep.
I just bring it up because I've watched the first 3 seasons of The Diplomat over the last 2 weeks.
That's one of those shows on my list of, because I love Kerry Russell. Everything I've seen Kerry Russell in, she is an amazing actress. Since Felicity, I love Felicity, but that was kind of her claim to fame.
Yeah,
and then she's done a couple of movies. She did a Mission Impossible film, and then
Waitress.
she did Waitress before it was a musical. She did an alien movie that I can't remember that is so good. It's so underrated. If you like alien movies, there's this scene at the end of it where the aliens come to her house and she's walking down a darkened hallway. And okay, you know how you have a fear of little ghost girls?
Yes.
Okay. My fear is aliens or demons that are backlit. So all you see is their dark outline and the lights behind them. So there's this scene in this alien movie where she's walking down the hall and she turns a corner and there's this hallway and it's backlit and there's the outline of an alien. I scream every time even though I know it's coming, it's so terrifying looking. But it's such a good movie. Everything she does is brilliant. But I have Diplomat on my list of shows to watch because she's so good in everything she does.
I liked it. The first season is mesmerizing. But in the second season, Allison Janney joins the cast.
Oh,
I think she may be towards the end of the first season. I love her too. But I saw her in an ad for it, which is why I went back to watch it because I'm like, I love Allison Janney.
Do you know if she can sing or not?
I don't.
Oh, because I'm pretty sure she has an Oscar, an Emmy, and a Tony, and I need that bitch to put an album out so she can win a Grammy.
All she has to do is read a book.
I need her to EGOT. Yeah, I need her to EGOT.
Yeah, I think she's phenomenal.
I love her.
Do you remember that movie? Did we cover it? Was the thing? Remember we must have. You and I have talked about this. She was in a movie where she played a bad person at like a camp, and there was like the poor kids versus it was like, oh, was that Takeoff of the Girl Scouts maybe? And like I just remember at the end of it, there's like a show, and like the poor kids are doing bad, so the one girl just peed her pants, and then to make her feel comfortable, everybody on stage peed their pants. And
oh my god, this sounds so familiar.
Yeah,
what
she's like she's like a terrible person in it. And it's just hilarious.
Her in she won her Oscar for I, Tonya. Her in I, Tonya is amazing. I mean, she's so good in it.
Yeah.
But she's good in everything she does.
Really is. I mean, she was in Drop Dead Gorgeous. She's phenomenal in Drop Dead Gorgeous. I love that. Yeah. So it'll be real easy.
She's on the lesbian bus. You remember that TikTok from last year?
Oh, yeah.
It's Sarah Paulson and Brandy Carlisle and her and just like lesbians end to end, and then she pops up because she's not like out, and then she's there in her mom jeans and her lesbian top, and I was like, good for you.
That's funny. You know, you brought up Brandy Carlisle, so I'm just saying this real quick. I know you didn't watch this because I know that you love Andy Cohen so much that you didn't watch it.
I did watch it.
Did you watch it? Come on.
After I got home, And that because the only reason that I kept it on is because when I turned it on, they were talking about heated rivalry.
Yeah, but then that was the funny bit that
Yeah.
that they did with they had Brandi Carlile on, who by the way I am enamored with Brandi
I
Carlile.
love her.
Love her.
Yeah.
That they did a segment with her like, do lesbians really give a damn about this? And so they would ask her a question and to see if lesbians
do you
really
care about
hated
yeah,
and so
rivalry?
one of them was like, do lesbians give a damn about heated rivalry? And apparently lesbians are obsessed with heated rivalry.
Okay, here's the thing, because when you watch this show, you think gay men are going to love this show. Straight women and lesbians, I don't know, maybe it's the sports aspect of it for the lesbians. They are obsessed with, that's all the TikToks are lesbians and straight women talking about how much they fucking love this show.
That's funny.
Uh,
Yeah. I thought it was good. I thought it was entertaining. I usually jump back and forth between other shows, but I just stayed on theirs the whole time. And even the uncomfortable things like the Jerry O'Connor thing, that was uncomfortable.
Oh, I didn't see that.
But
I was
just
because I was
the,
out. I had to work early in the day, and then I went out for a little bit, and then when I came home, I watched Stranger Things, and then I switched over to CNN just because. What the fuck else am I going to watch? CBS's Country Nashville Hillbilly New Year's Eve celebration. So I watched CNN, and it was really background. Feel. It was background noise while I was flipping through Netflix or through TikTok, obsessing over heated rivalry. Like, it seriously is unhealthy, my obsession with this fucking show.
You know, when we get our fan base built up real big and we get to the point where we're doing shows and you drink a whole bottle of wine, we should cut doing this and we'll do like an extras thing, and because we're gonna have a whole extras conversation when this is over. So we might as well go ahead and end this, but we're gonna keep on talking. Because I have to tell you the heads up story.
Oh, shit. Yeah, we're almost at 2 hours. Yeah. We haven't been to a 2-hour show in months.
I know.
Anyway, a lot happened this week. Damn it. Anyway, are we done talking?
Yeah.
We're done?
Yeah,
okay.
We did it.
Well,
we did all of it.
You know what? The bottle's empty anyway, so the cork is back in the bottle.